Cork's Red FM.
Playing for your country is it's a huge honour, and it's always a nicer honour when you win.
The half-time scoreline would have led us to believe that you were fairly settled and going to kick on in the second half. Didn't happen though.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing about that. A couple of different things. We'll have to look at it fairly tough. You know, we ran pretty well. We kept them in there. We pinned them back. We kicked very tactically very well. Line out went very well. So 80% of the game was almost bang on, and I think we just let them out of their quarter of the field a little bit too cheaply.
Yeah, was it just that they decided to kick everything and try and pin you back?
Sometimes when a team shuts up shop, like they had no ambition to play any rugby whatsoever. You could see when 15 was coming up, I was almost turning before the ball was at him to get back, but they had a very strong kick chase, so it was hard for us to get anything out of it. But when we did get a break and go for them, it was their defence almost got in the right place by them being lazy, because they had a lot of front rows out in the middle of the field, and we'd break up on the right hand side, so you'd automatically assume a team would bunch up to the ruck and then you'd go wide. So we'd play our normal attack, go wide, and there'd actually be bodies in the way. Not so much there out of good defence, they were just in the way, and that's kind of sometimes quite hard to play against.
And did that frustration come against you when you did get up into the 22, when you did put pressure on?
No, I think the 22 was a different scenario. We were a little bit too frantic in our 22. When the ball was there, we were gone, and it might only have been, say, Kev on his own or Paulie on his own, and then a back would have to run in, and we were a little bit frantic where we should have just calmed things down. I think that's the kind of thing we will definitely learn from next week, is when we get into the 22, you don't let them out cheaply.
Pack had a decent day, but there's things to take to next week, isn't there?
Well, I think you've got to be comparatively, if you look at this game, not last year, well, even last year and the year before, like 20 minutes against Italy, you walk out and you go and they're usually the ones setting the physicality. They were on the back foot at the breakdown, at the scrum, at the line out. So from that point of view, the first up stuff was done very, very well, and it's just the next little bits. One pass, there's a couple of passes. Wally had a little ball that got knocked down. Whoever was going through clean there. Small little phases of plays, little intricate plays that didn't quite come off. They changed the whole dynamic of the game.
Did you try just before half time, Gordon, make much of a difference on, you mentioned the dynamic of the game there?
No, I don't think it changed the dynamic of the game. I think if anything, it just was a little kick in the rear for us. Just one thing we said about Italy, the way they defend, anything can happen. The bounce of the ball it always seems to go their way, and we should have. I think that just showed a little lackadaisical on our part. And if anything, it was a good reminder that we have to come out. And we came out in the second half, and we did. We went straight back at them and kept them in their corner. We kept them in their half, as I said. We just let them out of their quarter of the field a little bit too easy.
Gordon, two questions. Ronan O'Gara, impeccable with the place kicks, must give a side great confidence when you see him stepping up to it when he's in form like that.
Yeah, he's a fantastic kicker of the ball. Nothing new there. It's kind of more of a statement than a question, isn't it?
And the Stade de France, a venue, somewhere you're looking forward to playing in if selected next week. I mean, it's an intimidating ground, and somewhere where Ireland haven't always enjoyed the best of days. Yeah,
it's only as intimidating as you let it be. The great thing about sport is the only thing I have to worry about is what goes on inside the four white lines. So can be all the singing and hooping and whatever in the crowd. All I have to do is worry about catching the ball and make my tackles. If selected, something I really want to do was to beat France in France, their quarter of the field. When we get France into their quarter of the field, not letting them out cheaply, not giving away penalties, put pressure on their kickers, basically, keeping pressure on them in their side of the half and basically try and frustrate them. So that's something we'll have to improve, because if you keep France in their own half, and they'll struggle.
Red FM. Cork's Red FM.